This is CNN.
All right, welcome back. Vice President J.D. Vance has now landed in Utah, and we are told he'll visit with members of Charlie Kirk's family before taking the casket containing his body back to Kirk's home state of Arizona. We've also got our eye on the White House. President Trump is scheduled to leave any moment for New York. He is planning to attend the Yankees game this evening. Joining us now is Republican Senator James Lankford of Oklahoma to reflect more on what this moment means for our country, for our national life. And Senator, before the political life you have now, you were a Baptist minister. You have counseled people in their worst moments of grief. You have seen them through great horror. What do you say to your fellow countrymen and women today?
Well, in moments of grief and pain as a pastor, you don't show up to really say much of anything other than just to be able to be there while people grieve and vent and struggle with the pain and grief of this kind of loss. As a leader now, to be able to sit with people, we literally try to be able to voice where we are as a country and to be able to say, this will get better, but the other one is it only gets better when we get better as a people. Quite frankly, this is an ongoing trend that we have where we blow off all the different issues that are out there, whether it be on social media or conspiracy theories on things, and say that's just something else that has no effect when it does. When people are dehumanized, when we only see people as what we see on the social media post on it, then we begin to assume that's all that they are, which is false on it. So for us as leaders, we're going to walk with people through incredible grief. I'm going to continue to be able to pray for Charlie's family and for his children and for his wife and for all the people that work at Turning Point USA and Turning Point Faith and so many others that are connected and that believe in the vision of this. We're going to continue to be able to pray with them, but for the rest of the nation, I'm going to turn to everybody and say, as we grieve, we need to turn around and look at it and say, what are we doing to be able to make a more perfect union?
Yeah, what do you think we should expect from our leaders at this moment? What do we deserve from our leaders?
Well, number one, realize leaders are also human beings. That's the challenge, that sometimes leaders say and do things and react as just normal people do, that they react in their grief and their pain and their rage and their frustration of where things are, and so they turn around and react to those. That's what human beings do. But for leaders as a whole, I expect them to be able to set a good example for the nation and to be able to have something that you would want your children to say, I want to be able to follow that. I want my kids to be able to grow up and be able to do that. I think that's helpful for us as a nation to be able to have that. But right now we also need to give leaders a little bit of space to be able to grieve as well, because there are a lot of leaders that are also grieving and a lot of them that are trying to be able to ask hard questions.
Senator, I want to show you some of the prominent members of the MAGA movement, various corners of it. And I think you're right to point out that this is a time of intense emotion and grief in many cases. But I do want to show you a couple things that have been said here in the 24 hours plus since this happened, and I'll ask you about it on the other side. Let's watch.
Okay.
We're in a war. The left has been saying put a bullseye on Trump, a bullseye on his supporters.
Charlie Kirk's a casualty of war. We're in this country. We are.
They are at war with us. Whether we want to accept it or not, they are at war with us. And what are we going to do about it? How much political violence are we going to tolerate?
Do you think that that this is part of a war?
So I would say a couple of things. One is, one of those particular clips, I actually saw the full statement on it, and it said, we are at war, and then ended with, we need to be able to fight this the same way Charlie Kirk did. Charlie Kirk did it with words and spoke out against issues and challenges, not with violence. So some of those clips aren't actually consistent with the whole context of the clips, but we are, as a nation, struggling with each other, no doubt. This feels like 1968 in some ways, with the violence on campuses, with assassinations and things that happened during that time period. We as a nation turned around and looked at each other and said, how does this actually get better? That's what we've got to be able to do, is to be able to do that. But we should have strong opinions. Charlie Kirk was outspoken and bombastic with conservatives, but when he spoke to liberals and progressive, he was humble, he was listening, he was intellectually engaging. He wanted them to be able to share his ideas and say, let me share my ideas with you. He literally was going to people and saying, we should as a nation talk about hard issues back and forth, and he did that. But many of the clips that are shown are his clips talking to other conservatives, being able to push them to say, let's live what we believe. But with liberals and progressives, he was often very humble, very engaging, shared his faith freely, and said, let's talk about these issues. That's really what we need to get back to. And for people that want to be able to honor Charlie Kirk, honor it by actually engaging with people you disagree with and to be able to actually have real dialogue with them. That's what he did.
And of course, with words, right?
Right, with words, right.
I absolutely take your point there. Senator James Lankford, thank you very much for being here. I'm grateful for your time.
You bet. Good to see you again.